I don't hear any sound. I don't hear the music, Rob. I just hear you. If you hear me.
So nobody heard that sound, huh? You hear me now?
I do.
Yeah, you know, it's always something. I don't know why the damn sound didn't work.
I thought I heard it for like a second coming through towards the end.
You know, cleaned my computer earlier today and got everything set.
For?
Yeah, I know. Why would I do something stupid like that? Just to screw things up, you know.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you have it. I don't know. So you don't hear that right now?
No, I hear like you really loud.
We
didn't have a sound check tonight.
Yeah. See, that's what happens, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah, I'm probably gonna cough a lot.
You sound like bassy. Oh wait, I can hear. Okay, yeah, Marie hears. I kind of hear just something in the back.
There's nothing in the back right now. Shouldn't
I thought
be.
I heard a TV.
It might be coming from the other room. I don't know. Oh well, you know. Let's try it one more time.
That just happened last week, remember? We went through that whole thing last week to get the ghost box to work.
How about this?
Yeah.
Now you hear it? Do you hear audio there?
Yes.
Okay.
Affirmative.
I don't know.
Affirm.
You know, clean the whole computer. It just decided to change everything. You know, can't like leave it the way it's supposed to be. No, can't do that. Anyways, we're here. It's working. If it works,
Happy
it works.
Star Wars Day. Jason's in chat. Happy Star Wars Day, Jason.
May the 4th be with you.
I saw your clip that you put up earlier.
Mine or Jason's?
His squadron. Did like a little mayhem, or not mayhem, toxic clip.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing in the chat room? What's been going on? We weren't here last week because I went to see a concert and it didn't get over till kind of late. I thought, I'll be home in time. And I went to see Aaron Lewis, which is, the lead singer of Staind, but this was his country solo tour. And he likes to drink whiskey and smoke cigarettes. And, about the time the show was getting over, I texted Jamie. I'm like, I'm not going to be home in time.
He's like, Aaron's drunk. The show's going strong. I don't think we're going to have WW night. I was like putting on my last bit of makeup, like, all right.
Yeah.
But I can't. Oh my gosh, that would be so incredible to see. Those clips
awesome.
you sent, it's like, oh, I listened to Stain for like 3 days after that.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I've
did.
been stuck on Stevie.
Yeah, if you've ever listened to Stain and then you listen to his country stuff, it's like, is this the same guy?
I haven't listened to too much of his country stuff, actually. That's something I need to add into my mix.
He's really good at it.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit.
And yeah, it was a good show for sure. And there
And
was
then the week before that, I was gallivanting for 420, riding motorbikes through the parks at night.
speeding, doing wheelies, popping wheelies in the park.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, there's been a lot of shenanigans going on around my town lately.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Well, I told you about the guy, trying to set the town on fire.
You
There's
did
always,
mention that.
there's always that. Yeah, somebody's been going around trying to start fires, like in broad daylight too. Not like even like trying to be too devilishly sneaky about it. But
Any updates on that?
no, it's kind of disappeared now. But yeah, the first one was at the Pirate Museum downtown. They tried to get a little piratey in the museum. First things first is this person came in. It's Florida. It's pretty much hot here right now. It's like the days are, in the 80s. And this person came in, they have them on video, and they're wearing long pants, shoes, shirt, a long sleeve jacket, gloves,
Oh,
face
oh.
mask, a hat.
We're gonna die.
And it's like, I would have stopped him right at the door and would have been like, dude,
You're
what?
gonna die.
Yeah, what's happening here? You're looking fishy. Nobody's wearing this kind of clothing in Florida in the summertime.
And plus, because it is that time of year, tourist time, they're gonna definitely not want to, showcase a serial
Yeah.
arsonist.
Yeah. So then a couple days later, it was down towards Flagler College. Somebody was found on video doing suspicious activity, and they were investigating for accelerants, and they evacuated half of the college or all of it. I don't know what they did. It was a big to do with the police, and everybody else was down there. Bomb squads, this and that. Fentanyl ferrets, no doubt.
We had one of those climbing up the side of a building. People are like at work, and this dude was like 65 stories up with nothing, just like scaling up the side of a wall.
Yeah.
No ferret.
Crackheads, meth heads, fentanyl ferrets, and now pyromaniacs.
Crackhead Sally.
Crackhead Sally. Oh, yep.
Ramadan.
Yep. It's a weird world, man. It's getting weirder too. I was just like, I really don't watch the news. I really don't get involved. I really basically don't give a damn anymore. And but it was funny, all the last week. I just caught a glimpse of it tonight while I was jamming my tacos down, and it was playing in the back, and the whole thing with the abortion and this and that. I'm like,
Oh God!
What the fuck, man? Last week we couldn't define a woman, and this week we damn sure know what one is.
And they're still not calling them birthing people.
Yeah. People, man. People.
Yeah. I see that shit. People. I have to just turn it off. I can't see it in my feed. Like, I was on other platforms a lot yesterday, but I've been taking a social media break, and I can't even just looking at it makes my blood pressure go up. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, I just watch disc golf videos or fishing or music videos or or whatever. I just
put on my crime TV or my Simpsons and my Family Guy.
Yeah, Zach, you can't say a word, you know. I like that. I got flagged the other day, you know. I got a warning that I would be, you know, banned from Facebook because I commented on a video.
Yeah, but you did say what your comment was.
I said they need an ass beating, and I got tagged for bullying and violence, and I'll say it again on Facebook. They need an ass beating. They were stealing shit. They need their ass kicked, old school style. You don't do that shit.
Old school style.
Exactly. A good old fashioned fucking ass beating. Will make you think twice about stealing shit the next time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's wrong. But then I turned on my Facebook the other day. I sent you the picture, didn't I?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. Yeah. You can get boner pills, and there's a big old picture of a boner. That's okay on Facebook with a girl holding it.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay on Facebook, but I can't comment about somebody stealing stuff. So, you know, fuck you, fart book. That's what I got to say about you. Ban me.
Oh, Zach.
That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, Wolfie watches Lassie.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we got some cool stuff to talk about here. And I know I got a bunch for 2 weeks. I didn't even look at new stuff for today because I'm like, I gotta just get through this backup.
Yeah.
Backlog. I don't even know if I'll do the astrology. I might say a little piece of it, but oh, and then I seen the Gaia JU caves. I couldn't open the article today, but it's like these caves that are so badass looking, and I want to like do EVPs in there and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't get that open. All right. Starting out. Let's go back a week.
You gonna go first? Or you want me to? Yeah, maybe Elon will buy Facebook. That'd be funny.
What?
Elon bought Facebook.
Oh yeah. You want me to go first since I'm like more?
Yeah, if you want to, sure.
Okay, how about the creeped out dad, the CCTV picture of the dad in the crib. So the Daily Mirror, dad creeped out as a 2-year-old waves at ghost of dead grandma in his room. And the video wasn't loading, so I just took some still shots of the baby like pointing at it. It's no secret that children sometimes say and do the creepiest things. Take, for instance, how we've seen one child previously told his mom about his past life, where he claimed he remembered dying and coming back to life. I think that's the story Jason read. And now another tot has left their parents spooked as they believe they caught him waving at the ghost of his dead great-grandmother. Jamie Bonnet initially thought his 2-year-old son, Lockie Bonnet, was simply pointing at a lampshade as he settled him to sleep in his bed earlier this month. However, footage of the evening shows the little boy looking puzzled before his face breaks into a grin and he starts waving at an empty corner of the room and laughing. Loki then starts repeatedly saying hi as Dad Jamie laughs and asks, "Who are you saying hi to?" The 30-year-old has since revealed he thinks Loki saw his dead grandmother, who he was really close to until she died from cancer earlier this year. He claims Loki is very shy and never says hello to anyone except family members. Isabel did tell him she'd be looking out for them from the afterlife. Stacy, 25, says she finds it comforting to think Isabel is watching over them. But Tesco worker Jamie admits he was so creeped out that he bought a nightlight to sleep with for a few days afterward. So Dad needs a nightlight.
Yeah. Kids like, it's okay, it's just grandma.
Yeah, it's grandma, dude. The way he was smiling and waving, the only person we could think that he'd be that close with is his grandmother. She just passed away quite recently and was close with her. I wouldn't say I believed in spiritual things before, but my beliefs have changed a wee bit. It's nice knowing that maybe there is something after life, and maybe she was there watching over him. They say that children are more susceptible to seeing this sort of thing. We knew that for a while that she was dying, and she did say she'd be watching out for us. Um, Mentioned again about thinking it was a lampshade. He was smiling and giggling afterwards as well. He sat in bed with a big smile on his face. He laughed, and now that he was actually surprisingly one of his best nights he'd had with him. I was shocked and didn't know what to do. I felt cold and creeped out, but it's brought a bit of comfort to Stacy that perhaps it was her granny. We got a wee nightlight for a few days afterwards. That's got about 4 different. Anyways, they sleep with the brightest light on. So, who knows?
Yeah. I always think that kids can see things, I mean, I think anybody can see things, but as kids, they're whatever you want to call it, innocent, they haven't been told, oh, it's imaginary, or whatever. And same with us, we're conditioned, we were kind of brought up to, oh, it's your imagination, or and then by the time you get old enough, you don't know what to think sometimes. But kids are just they see it, they're open to it because nobody's told them they can't be open to it.
And their logical mind hasn't kicked in yet.
Exactly. I know, like, we've all had stories that, how'd you get into the paranormal? Well, I used to see things when I was, 4 or 5 years old. And, well, there you go. Well, speaking of seeing things and hearing things and all that kind of stuff,
What not?
we got this one that David Bowie was convinced that the ghost of his father was phoning him. The things you find out. The music legend, who himself passed away in 2016, had previously recalled his own potentially paranormal experience. Throughout his incredible life, Bowie was certainly no stranger to out there themes, having based his most famous stage persona, Ziggy Stardust, on the concept of an alien rock star who came to Earth with a message of hope. Back in 1969, however, Bowie had an experience that led him to believe that his late father, Haywood Jones, was attempting to contact him from beyond the grave. The story goes that in the days following the death of Jones, Bowie's telephone would mysteriously ring at the same time every day for a whole week. According to the drummer John Cambridge, who knew Bowie, the phenomenon had started after he had moved into a country house in Derbyshire. He said nobody ever answered when he said hello, and he was convinced that it was his dad letting him know that everything was okay. He added that the house itself was old, atmospheric, and spooky place at the best of times. While he never directly experienced anything unexplained there, he heard from others who had. No explanation for the mysterious phone calls was ever figured out, though. But he apparently thought it must have been his dad trying to call him. And, we've all heard stories about, phone calls from the dead. I've had a few myself that kind of were interesting. You get a phone that rings, you answer it, and it's just like it's just static or something. Or it almost sounds like somebody talking, but you can't quite make it out. And then you find out, an hour or two later or the next morning or something that one of your friends has died or something.
My mom got that call from my grandpa when he was in the coma at the bottom of the stairs. He was drunk in San Francisco, went down the stairs and got a call and could hear him. And she calls right back, and the paramedics picked up. That couldn't have been him. He's been unconscious,
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yep.
Well, instead of taking spaceships up to the atmosphere. There's a space balloon company offering first look at these luxury cabins. So you can actually rent these out, and they are space cabins. It's Space Perspective on Tuesday revealed illustrations of its swish cabins, which it hopes to start launching from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida from late 2024. More than 600 tickets have so far been sold at $125,000 each, which is a lot less, than the $1 million or so it was, to go up to space when they had that lotto.
Yeah.
With 5 feet high windows, deep seats, dark purple tones, and subdued lighting, the atmosphere contrasts with the white and sanitized capsules of its competitors. What competitors? With Wi-Fi connectivity. Well, I hope so. Right?
Guys, look where I'm at.
We're in the middle of all these freaking satellites. Wi-Fi connectivity and drinks and a drinks bar round out the space lounge inside the company's Neptune capsule. Whether it really constitutes spaceflight is a matter of debate. The balloon reaches an altitude of 20 miles, much lower than rivals Virgin Galactic, which goes just over 50 miles high, or Blue Origin, which breaches the Kármán line 62 miles above sea level, the internationally recognized space border. SpaceX Crew Dragons fly even deeper into space, but 20 miles is still far higher than commercial planes, which ascend around 6 miles high. We're above 99% of Earth's atmosphere, co-founder said, meaning passengers will really see the inky black of space. There's no special training required. The balloon climbs at a serene 12 miles per hour, and the company pitches itself as a greener, zero-emissions alternative to rocket fuels. They intend to get the hydrogen for the balloon from renewable sources rather than extracting it from fossil fuels. The price for the 2-hour up, 2 hours gliding, and 2-hour down voyage, which ends with an ocean splashdown, is significantly less than the Virgin Galactic tickets that cost $450,000 for a ride on spaceplane. It was more than that at first. Blue Origin doesn't disclose its prices, but they are thought to be far more, while 4 entrepreneurs who flew, maybe I'm getting the two mixed up, who flew to the International Space Station on a SpaceX ship, paid a reported $55 million each to the company Axiom Space for the privilege. We wanted to find a way that really changed the way people think about space flight, that makes it much more approachable and accessible, he said. One thing the passengers won't experience is the feeling of weightlessness. With Virgin's spaceplane and Blue Origin's rocket, passengers can unbuckle and float when the rocket engines are cut, but the ship keeps coasting upwards a few minutes before gravity pulls it back down. Passengers on SpaceX spaceships and those on the ISS likewise experience apparent weightlessness because the vessels are orbiting the Earth. Space Perspective plans 25 flights in its first year, with all the seats now booked. And, I'm always the one to say no, thank you to most of this stuff. I have to admit, this does sound kind of cool. And you think about how much money people do spend just for stupid shit.
Yeah.
For that amount of money, I mean, I wouldn't want to be one of the first people to do it.
Yeah, really.
But I think that'd be kind of fun. You go up there and it's all slow and coast up to space. And
would be a heck of a view.
Heck yeah. And then just coast back down.
Definitely want to take a couple pictures.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can't like smoke on there or anything, but you have some
Freedom Bird,
champagne and strawberries, and
Freedom Bird says 20 Mile High Club.
there you go.
Yeah, those the seats look pretty comfy. Got a little drink holder there. To get your drink on, I suppose.
I think that is something. After I saw it go a while, I would want to try if I was able to.
Yeah.
And I usually knock this stuff. It's like a blimp going straight up. It's
Yeah.
like a blimp hot air balloon.
Space balloon.
Space balloon.
It could be fun. Could be.
And it could be the worst freaking choice you ever made.
Could. But don't know unless you go.
Yep.
Zach says if you can't smoke on there, forget it. He's staying.
He's like outside the wing. Or sitting on top of the puppet. Maybe they have a little tuffet, a smoking section.
Well, we go from that to this. Woman left terrified to go outside after a UFO experience. She's like, hell no, I ain't going outside. My butt hurts.
Oh, no.
I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened, but my butt hurts and I'm afraid of big eyes. A close encounter in 1997 left Sasha Christie scared of leaving the house and fear of being abducted by aliens. For some people, witnessing a UFO can be positive, life-changing experience. But for others, such as 51-year-old Sasha Christie, it can create anxiety and fear that endures for decades. Christie, who hails from Liverpool, England, had a close encounter 25 years ago. Myself, my ex-partner Steve, and my son Louis, and three of Steve's family members went on a short break to a small remote cottage. Oh, see, that's what it always happens when you go to those small remote cottages. At one point, Steve was pointing at the fluorescent lights in the sky that seemed to be getting bigger as they closed, and the closer they moved towards us, the clouds were so low, the shadows and shape of a UFO made it look like bright, rippling jellyfish in the sky. Remember that time we did all the DMT and went to that cottage? The experience wasn't limited to the sighting alone, however. Louis told me that something had touched his foot, and I believed him. But I wanted to look at the lights more to understand what was going on, she said. I stood there for a few more minutes when I suddenly heard something running barefoot in the mud behind me. All of a sudden, it bumped into me, and it ran past, and my chest exploded. Before I even realized what was happening, I was running back to the house in a panic and a complete hysterical blindness. The encounter had such an effect on her that it left her with post-traumatic stress disorder. She's now frightened to leave the house in case something similar happens again. I used to feel safe before, but seeing this UFO up so close, it has removed the bubble I used to live in, she said. Well, hey, they didn't hurt her, right? She didn't say anything about her butt hurting. No anal probes, no alien babies put in her. So, no foul, no harm.
Now, when it said her chest exploded, I just pictured like alien,
Yeah, like
that wasn't
yeah.
like literal.
Yeah. I don't know. You get weird. I think the aliens are coming sooner or later.
I think they're here.
I think they're here, but you know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna like sooner or later it's gonna happen. They're just gonna like land on the freaking White House lawn. It's gonna be like the movie,
It's gotta.
They're just gonna show up and go, okay, dude. You guys.
We need to have a talk.
We need to have a talk. Out of all the planets.
And because I have to throw some like silly ones in the middle of the science ones. A woman rescued after falling in an outhouse toilet trying to get her phone.
I hate when that happens.
And this is from the HuffPost. In Washington, a woman who accidentally dropped her cell phone into the hole of an... I would just leave it.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm just done with the article. A woman who accidentally dropped her cell phone into the hole of an outhouse in a national forest and fell in. While trying to retrieve it, had to be rescued by firefighters in Washington state. The fire department chief, Tim, said the woman who was at the top of Mount Walker on the Olympic National Forest southwest of Seattle had been using her phone when it fell into the toilet on Tuesday. Manley said she disassembled the toilet seat and used dog leashes to try and get the phone and eventually used the leashes to tie herself off as she reached for it. That effort failed and she fell into the toilet head first. They didn't work very well, and in she went, Tim said. The woman who was alone and tried to get out for she didn't have her phone for help. She tried to get out for 10 or 15 minutes, reunited with her phone. She called 911. I guess she had a waterproof case. Put it in rice. Responding firefighters passed her blocks to stand. They passed her blocks to stand on to reach a harness, which they used to pull her out of the vault. The fire department said the woman said she was uninjured. She was washed down and strongly encouraged to seek medical attention after being exposed to human waste, but she only wanted to leave, the department said. I've been doing this for 40 years and that was a first, Tim said.
I thought that's what she was saying. I was like, you've been falling in poop holes for 40 years?
So yeah, do not try to repel yourself down an outhouse hole.
Yeah, I'm not, if I could just reach in and get it, maybe, that's pretty gnarly, but hey, phone's expensive.
I mean, they have those otter cases. Some do float, and usually there's like a big wad of toilet paper. You think of it just like, I can't even think about it because everything in my head is just so disgusting. I wouldn't even want to touch that MF thing after.
Yeah, if I actually had to crawl down into the shitter to get my phone, I'd be like, nope.
I don't even want to reach in my own toilet. If I pee in it to grab something, I'm like, Well,
I could do the story about the lady that drinks her pee, but I won't.
Was that it? Did you have that ready?
No, but I did come across that article.
Oh, that was a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Speaking what does she drink it for?
The lady drinks out of the toilet because she said she likes the taste now.
Serious?
I did read part of it. Yeah, seriously. And she figures it's her part of helping to go green by recycling.
No, whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah, whatever. Exactly. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. I'm going to stick with Gatorade or water or something, I mean, I suppose there are those dire cases of, you're stuck in the desert.
Well, yeah, and I have like stuff in my go kit. I even have straws, like if you had to like drink from like a gutter, like gutter water or something down the drain, like supposed to filter it all out. That's for an extreme emergency.
Yeah.
Not for fun.
No. Yeah. Hey, what do you want to do? I don't know. Come over. I got these straws. Let's go drink some gutter water.
Hey, let's sit around and suck.
Yikes. Cereal sperm.
Not a good time for me to lose my train of thought.
Yeah. This guy's out there in your area somewhere. Serial sperm donor from LA. Will soon have 55 children. Kyle Gordy. It's my aim to have 1,000 children. That's what he wants. And what it says about him, a private sperm donor who will soon have 55 children is setting out on a donation tour of the United Kingdom and Europe to help women get pregnant.
Oh, God.
Kyle, man, he's just a playboy, international playboy. Kyle Grady, 30, of Malibu, California, is already the father to 46 children, with 9 more on the way. This is my second sperm donation tour to the UK and Europe. He told the paper, I've traveled from London all the way to Edinburgh to donate. I'm now in Berlin waiting for a couple to get over COVID so I can donate my sperm to them. He added that he hopes to visit Ireland, Wales, Australia, and New Zealand in the near future.
What makes his DNA so special?
I don't know. Gordy invests in real estate, but he spends most of his time donating sperm free of charge, except for the cost of travel to women around the globe. He also runs, it gets better. He also runs a 21,000 member private Facebook group, which connects women with a roster of hundreds of approved donors. His personal sperm donor website is called bepregnantnow.com. Gordy's been donating the sperm for about 8 years. His Instagram account is filled with photos of positive pregnancy tests and his travels. So far, Gordy has visited Denmark, England, Germany, Mexico, Scotland, Sweden to donate sperm. In the U.S., he's provided donations to people in California, Colorado, Arizona, Oregon, Kansas, Alaska, Seattle, Florida, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Hawaii, North Carolina.
I don't know if this guy is a genius or...
Yeah, it does get better here somewhere. He makes his donations via artificial insemination using his sperm through... Wait, let me start that over.
Okay.
He makes his donations via artificial insemination using his sperm or through sexual intercourse, which he says counts for about 10% of his donations.
That's okay. I was going to say, I'm sure he gets to get paid to go fly out inside and then goes all expenses paid and gets to send his buddies out.
Yeah.
And no child support.
Some women prefer the old-fashioned way because they don't want to waste time and they feel it'll be more effective, he told us. They'll ask if we can just have sex, and I'll tell them, yeah, I'm up for it. So we exchange STD
tests. I was just going to ask.
And then go at it. Yeah, the article goes on. And he talks about, how many kids he wants to eventually have. And wow.
That's creepy, though. The fact that he wants all these kids and then...
It would be weird to know that you are, even if you're just a sperm donator, technically you're the father to all these kids, like all over the planet. That would just be kind of weird. I don't know.
And then what they want to know. What happened? He said he was anonymous.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I had a sweaty sock thing in here somewhere that I probably am not even going to bother with now because, let's see. I keep having to scroll back up. Where was last week's stuff? Yeah, I was going to do the man makes 1,600 selling his used sweaty socks online. The sweatier, the better. Since we talk about the bath water, all that, I don't even have to read that. Just you guys, yeah, there's a market for men selling used sweaty socks. The sweatier, the better. After that article, I can't top. This cannot top that.
Okay, I'm going to write that. I'll just write some notes here.
So,
in sight.
Buy my sweaty socks. You Florida swamp socks.
Florida swamp ass cracker socks.
So this one, and now this is from a couple, maybe even 3 weeks ago. I'm convinced she's captured 2 flaming UFOs zooming through sky on camera. And I think these might have just been pictures anyways. Oh, and this is from like April 11th. A woman's convinced she has captured a UFO on film after seeing 2 strange burning objects traveling through the sky above where she lives. Lynn Murphy, 62, spotted the mysterious objects over her home, North Wales, 6 p.m., March 16. She immediately took her phone, filmed the white orbs flying through the air before they mysteriously disappeared from sight. She believes the 30-second clip could be evidence, maybe there was a video, that she has captured a UFO on film after seeing the 2 strange burning objects traveling through the sky above where she lives. She spotted them over her home. Oh. That's a duplicate thing, duplicate snapshot. Their grandma, who works in the care industry, believes it's not the first time such eerie activity above North Wales skies had been spotted. Lynn, who's also a paranormal investigator with an interest in UFOs and alien abduction, says, I was in my room and it was quite clear. It was a quite clear day. For some reason, I pick up on energy and I could just feel something. I looked through the window just to see if there was anything that was causing this energy. Over towards the Irish Sea, near to where I live, I could see 2 really unusual objects. I don't know how far apart they were. What did I just say? They were long and white. Both of the objects were flying upwards with tails on them. I don't know if it was vapor, but whatever, it looked like a fish tail. I went to get my phone, and by the time I got back, one of them was going through a cloud. I got a better view of the second one, and that too shot up into the sky. I found out since 2 other people in the area had seen it on that day. I don't know what it was. It definitely was not a plane. It's something I've never seen before. It's unusual. It looks like rockets, but why would there be rockets in the Irish Sea? Could be a UFO. There's a history of these types of sightings in North Wales, and we have seen lots of unusual things here over the past years. In 1999, we saw 2 black triangles above the house. It was a giant thing. Again, other people saw it too. It had burnt orange light underneath. There was no noise. It was probably about 80 feet above us. There was no vibration, no smell, and it just floated and went 800 yards away, turned slowly, and then turned and shot off at excessive speed over the estuary. And then a UFO investigator said it was a great video. So, I guess there was a video to it.
Interesting. Who knows what it could be?
Yeah.
Still stuck on buying sweaty socks. I've thrown away some gold before. Like gone fishing, and wore like some old ranky-dank socks and then gone fishing and then got all muddy and wet and then took them off and let them lay outside and they got real funky. God, I bet I could have got a fortune for those.
Oh god, they got like crusted up.
Crusted
Especially
up.
if they're wet and you put them back in the tennis shoe.
Oh yeah.
And then take them back off. But when you feel weird though, like even if someone bought it because they wanted it, like wrapping it up, like putting it into like a sandwich bag or whatever you would put it in, wouldn't you just feel weird knowing that like, ew, someone's gonna like do something with like my socks?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how much they paid me.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
Say
know.
$500.
Oh, I don't care what they can stick them up their ass and light them on fire. I don't care what they do with them. $500. Yeah.
But when you're actually like going through the motions of wrapping them up to mail like sweaty socks, what would be going through your head? Just like, I should
$500.
have been doing this all
$500.
along. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$500. This is going through my head. I'd be thinking, I can't believe some dumbass is paying me $500 for these funky ass socks. But hey,
The sweatier, the better.
Sweatier the better. If I could sell 50 pairs of them, I'd be rolling in the dough. Yep. Money, money, money. Exactly.
Well, I was talking about the feet pics, Rob. You know, you can jump on the socks.
Yeah. Hey, if somebody wants to buy your dirty underwear and stuff, hey, they'll pay you way more than what buying new underwear was. You won't have to wash them. You'll save on the water bill and the electric bill, and you'll have money to buy new underwear and money left over. It's like a win-win situation.
Yeah, instead of like throwing away, you just put them into a envelope, and you're like,
yep.
But still, I would just feel weird knowing that like my used underwear is like somewhere else in the world. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Whacked.
I don't know how. I don't know. I guess enough money. I guess I wouldn't care. I just think the process of actually mailing it to the people for the first time would just be really freaking weird. And when you go to the UPS store and they ask like for claiming, like, what's in the package? You're like, my dirty underwear. Then the package never makes it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can't send dirty underwear in the mail. So when they ask you, clean underwear, it's my clean underwear.
You can't, for real?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't never sold dirty underwear.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Like, if
dirty underwear.
How you know this?
Wait a minute. How do you know this, Rob?
Yeah. Like, that's a factoid that I don't even know.
I could just see him saying that you can't send dirty underwear through the mail.
I'm missing all these comments. Ulrich says, where did it go? Oh, he said something funny and I lost it.
Yeah, people are strange. People are strange.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of things like that, Zach. The cigars, like, I send certain things to friends. And when they ask, what's, am I claiming? I say jewelry supplies. But there are.
Yep.
Jewelry supplies.
Yeah.
I just omit some stuff.
Yeah, you're not lying. You just
omitting some stuff.
Exactly.
I'd be lying if they said, "Are you mailing in here?" And I said, "No, sir." That would be a lie.
Yep. Well, there's this guy. Speaking of weird people, bathroom was locked, so man relieved himself in the store's beer cave. Wasn't it? Didn't we do a story where the guy pissed all over the potato chips or something? Well, this guy went snack packs, yeah, and then stole them. Like pissed on them and then took them. Wow. This guy just went in the beer cave and was like, "Hey, letting it flow, Joe."
The beer cave.
The beer cave.
The bat cave.
Jeremy David Hansen, 34 of Rossmore, California. Am I reading the right article here?
I was just reading what Rob said. Zach said that dude must have had some serious biceps if he spends all day jerking off. And you said, are you reading the right article?
Yeah, I wasn't. I was reading the wrong one. So let's go to this one. Yeah, faced with a locked bathroom at a convenience store. I was, it stumped me when it was California because I was like, I thought this was Florida, man. And it was. Faced with a locked bathroom at a convenience store, Florida man decided instead to relieve himself inside the business's beer cave, ruining $113.36 in merchandise. According to the arrest report, Clarence Peterson, 61, entered the Hop and Pop store Sunday afternoon and proceeded to go to the restroom, which was locked. Patterson said he then entered the beer cave, making the appearance that he was looking at the merchandise inside. Instead of looking at the merchandise, he peed on it. He lives about 2 miles from the store in Rockledge, a city of 50 miles east of Orlando, then faced forward the alcohol cases on the shelf, unzipped his pants, and began urinating. There were 6 cases of beer total that were damaged that could no longer be sold, the cop reported. Adding the beer cave incident was recorded by the store's surveillance camera. You know, they're going to be playing, going, look at this dude. Look at this. Pictured here is Patterson as he was arrested Wednesday and charged with criminal mischief, a misdemeanor for which he posted a $500 bail. So it cost him $500 to piss on the beer in the beer cave. At least it was air conditioned in there. Nice and chilly.
Yeah.
But hey, what is wrong with people?
He says, Jay says, well, you gotta go, you gotta go.
It seems like I say that every week. What is wrong with people? So the bathroom's locked. So what makes you think, oh, I'm going in the beer cave and I'm just going to piss on the beer?
That you're just that drunk that you're not thinking? Because that guy looks kind of 5 sheets.
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
Maybe.
I've been drunk before. And I've never really thought it would be a good idea to go in the convenience store and pee on things.
No, but there's been a lot of places, at least maybe that might be a place I haven't, but I have to admit, being drunk, there's been some odd spots.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely been odd spots. But like you try to not like, you know, odd spots kind of out of the way, odd spots, not like right in the middle of the street under a surveillance camera. Yeah.
Well, my PE teacher was such a bitch in high school. She was mean because there were thefts in the locker room. She wouldn't let nobody go to the bathroom during PE time. I had to pee. I had to pee bad. She said, no. I said, I got to pee. She said, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom during PE time because nobody's in there. I said, if you don't let me use that bathroom, I'm going to pee right in the middle of this gym floor right now. I dropped trout and peed in the middle of the volleyball court.
Oh, yeah.
Got my mom called. My mom said, you should let her use the bathroom.
Yeah. I mean, you know, sometimes nature is just like, hey, you know, we got to work towards, you know, moving things along. And other times it's like, hey, things are happening downtown right now. So you better get situated.
Tell me no.
Yeah. 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 I remember when I was a little kid, I was in school and I kept telling, I didn't feel good. You know, I kept telling the teacher I had to go to the bathroom. She wouldn't let me go. Wouldn't let me go. Wouldn't let me go. Wouldn't let me go. She turned her back. I jumped up. I ran in the coat room because I had shit my pants. I ran in the coat room. I took my pants off, took my underwear off, threw them behind the coat rack, put my pants back on, and went back out there. Yeah. Like a week later, the coat room didn't smell very good.
Yeah. This PE teacher, though, she's also the one, though, that my spleen was about to rupture. And I kept telling her I couldn't do sit-ups. And this is the bitch that actually handed me my diploma, too, when I graduated. Miss Freitag. My spleen was about to rupture. I didn't know it. So she kept telling me, do sit-ups. I said, I can't. I physically cannot. And she said, you're lying. You're lazy. I said, no, I'm in pain. I cannot do this. Again, my mom gets called. I go to the doctor. Turned out if I would have done a sit-up, I would have ruptured my spleen. So I was not happy with this teacher. She was a see you next Tuesday.
I never heard that one before.
You haven't?
No.
See you next Tuesday?
Yep.
All right. So.
Yeah, people are strange. People are just downright wackadoodle.
Whack a doodle. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I gotta scroll back up. Where do I scroll back down? Did you see that sandal they found? That 17-year-old sandal on the hill in Norway?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was on an ice cap mountaintop. Oh, where the hell am I? Stop. Okay, here we go. Oh, the brain machine.
The brain machine.
Here comes the stuff he knows.
The brain. The Batwing.
Batwing. Oh no. Brain machine telescope could detect radio signals from ancient aliens by 2030. And this is the Mirror. A brand new brain-powered telescope could hear distant radio signals originating from alien civilizations as soon as 2030. A giant radio telescope will soon begin scanning the night sky for alien signals, and it will be powered by a prototype brain. The square kilometer array will boost a mass of 197 dishes and 130,000 antennas located across South Africa and Australia. It is designed to pick up radio signals, both natural and alien-made, that current telescopes cannot detect. Construction began last year ahead of its 2025 opening, and researchers are developing the software needed to power it. The world's biggest telescope will be controlled by a prototype brain built by a number of UK institutions. The brain will be software powered and poses a huge problem to the British people building it. The Dr. Pearson Astronomy Group leader said we're taking something like 600 petabytes. It's 60 million gigabytes per year of data coming out of the SKA to be delivered to astronomers worldwide. So that's a scaling problem. It's a processing problem. It's a data transfer problem. The SKA is one of the biggest scientific projects of the 21st century so far, and will join a series of next-gen telescopes coming online over the next decade. The big project will process a massive 60 million gigabytes of data a year for astronomers to analyze. Its improvised resolution and sensitivity, along with the massive brain computing system, will allow astronomers to push deeper into fields of astrophysics than ever before. It's on top of answering questions about the origins of the universe, like how stars first shine or what dark energy actually is. The telescope would also pick up any extraterrestrial transmissions. Astrobiologists will use the technology to hunt for amino acids, the building blocks of life, on distant planets and asteroids by identifying their special signatures at special frequencies. The UK government, through the Science and Technology Facilities Council, is the largest contributor and has promised to pay 15% of its total cost from 2021 to 2030. The first prototype brain is expected to be up and running in 2024, but the professors behind it will look to scale it up across the antenna radio dishes. So 2024, we got a lot going on. Interesting enough, that's when Elon wants to run also. But lots going on in space scheduled for 2024.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like I said, I think the aliens are coming. Well, I think
something's going on.
Something's happening. That's what I heard.
They're getting ready for something.
A little something.
I forgot my peppermint. Lori had the whole good idea that last time. Forgot it for tonight.
Oh yeah. I was when I first got this funk, whatever it is, I went and got a box of peppermint tea and pretty much annihilated it within like the first 12 hours. I was peppermint tea fanatic. Had to go get some more.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Darcy was like, "Have you tried the peppermint tea yet?" I'm like, "Half the box is gone." And she was like, "You just got it earlier this evening." Yep.
What brand do you get?
This was
Wait.
I want to say it was just the regular, like the Publix Greenwise grocery brand.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. Oh, you know, normally it would have been like Celestial Seasonings or something, but it was
Like that
whatever they had.
Bigelow or that
Yeah.
Yogi. I like to put a peppermints. I have these. I got a bunch at Christmas time. They're like peppermint uh, candy canes, but they're shaped like a spoon, and you like mix them in your hot chocolate or like whatever.
Yeah.
But I like to mix it in peppermint tea, and it kind of gives
Oh, nice.
a little more of that pepperminty to it.
Yeah, I like the ashwagandha there, Zach. I'm getting ready to order some. The same lady that makes the ghost pipe tincture. She also does a ashwagandha tincture that I'm going to try. Yeah, I like
Oh,
ashwagandha for sure.
I was just learning some stuff about vitamin D3 earlier that I'm going to share with you later that might be very, very helpful for
Cool.
both of us. That I was finding out about earlier. Do you have another one?
Pet duck leads police to murder victim. And elusive clues. If I could give that duck a medal, I would. You heard me right. Pet duck. He's on the case. Someone's pet duck has helped investigators in Western North Carolina close a missing persons investigation that began more than 2 years ago. On April 21st, Angela Wamsley, 46, and Mark Barnes, 50, were formally charged with first-degree murder in connection with the death of Wamsley's grandmother, Nellie Sullivan. Officials have yet to determine when or how Sullivan was killed, but they do believe she has been dead for multiple years. Wamsley and Barnes, a married couple, have been in custody since mid-December, when the Bucumbe County Sheriff's Office opened an investigation into Sullivan's appearance, which was almost immediately deemed suspicious, according to a statement from the Sheriff's Office. Early in the investigation, Wamsley and Barnes were charged with misdemeanor animal cruelty, unlawful reconnecting a utility, animal abandonment, and synthetic cannabinoid possession. Barnes was additionally charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. See, that's where they screwed up. This animal abandonment thing that they were charged with. Well, karma's a bitch, and in this case, the bitch I think was a duck that said, "I'm gonna get your ass back." The two allegedly continued to have their prescriptions filled. Barnes was charged with concealing the death of Miss Wamsley. Received blah blah blah. Let's get to the part with the duck. Come on. Okay, all that changed on April 14th when a pet duck escaped its owners and fatefully scurried beneath a trailer in Candler, North Carolina. In their efforts to reclaim the duck, the bird's owners came across the container that contained Sullivan's body. Her body had been placed in a container and put under this trailer. If I could give that duck a medal, I would. Bucumbe County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Mark Walker told the WLOS News 13. An anthropologist is working to determine how long ago Sullivan, who suffered from health issues as well as dementia, was killed. It was unclear Tuesday if Barnes or Wamsley are being held without bond, but they had entered pleas, or if they had entered pleas to any of the charges against them. The lawyers were unavailable for a comment, and the duck has remained silent in this case, other than leading people to the dead body. See that animal abandonment thing that was up there in the first thing? Mm-hmm. Duck was like, oh, not treating
got him
animals
back. Yeah. He's like, I got your.
I got your ass. Here you go. I'm going to tell on you. Apparently he did.
I had a funny comeback for that, but I forgot. And now it's not a comeback.
Uh-oh.
All right. So let's see. See, I was going to break it up again. 2 signs, ones with the sweaty sock story. But since I'm not doing that, we're going to do another nerd article. How the James Webb Space Telescope will search for extraterrestrial.
It's going to search for extra testicles.
And I don't know what you guys talked about on our Sunday night World Web because I was I was sleeping that entire time. So I don't know if you guys did any of these or not.
I don't think so.
This one is different than the other telescope I just wrote about, right?
Yep.
To date, wait, hold on.
See, now I want peppermint spoons.
I just ate the last one where I would have sent you some with the care package. To date, the only life we know about, but I could probably find some, is here on Earth. Since the beginning of civilization, people have wondered whether there is life elsewhere in the universe. In 1984, American astronomer Jill Tater and Thomas Pearson launched a project called Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, dedicated to that interstellar hunt. The nonprofit institute was designed to pick up radio signals from space. Radio signals can travel long distances because they are less scattered or absorbed compared to other sorts of radiation, making them more likely to be detected by the 42 radio telescopes that make up the one-of-a-kind alien telescope array in the Cascade Mountains of California. But for 30 years, no verified alien signal has been received. Probing exoplanets. Now, the James Webb Space Telescope has been successfully deployed to aid the search. With its gigantic mirror and ultra-sensitive detectors, the world's most powerful telescope, floating roughly 1 million miles away from Earth, will examine many distant, unexplored planets. Orbiting distant stars. 20 years ago, no other planets were known apart from those in our solar system, but since then, more than 4,000 other planets, called the exoplanets, have been discovered orbiting other stars. NASA estimates that the true number of exoplanets could be trillions. The first signs of life beyond our solar system might come from extraterrestrial plant life. The Galileo spacecraft, on its way to Jupiter, pointed its instruments back to Earth and picked up the distant indication of the presence of plants. It detected the vegetarian red edge, VRE biosignature, a mixture of red and infrared light that is reflected by plants. The telescope will measure the VRE of distant Earth-like planets in the habitable zone around stars. And if there is a planet covered in jungle, for example, it could have a large VRE signal that should be easy to detect. There could be important signs of life in the composition of the atmospheres of the exoplanets. When an exoplanet passes across the face of its star, sunlight passes through the atmosphere. and could be picked up by the telescope. Spectroscopy would then be used to discover which wavelengths are missing from the light. Atoms and molecules in the atmosphere absorb certain wavelengths and therefore leave a unique fingerprint for the telescope to detect. In that way, the composition of the atmosphere can be determined and the presence of life possibly inferred. If Earth-sized planets were found to have an atmosphere similar to our home planet, then it could most likely support other life forms. And for that, you need mainly oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. Technological life could perhaps be identified by looking for the presence of chemicals that don't occur naturally. If aliens looked at the atmosphere of Earth from a distance, they would see the chlorofluorocarbons, which were manufactured for use in refrigeration and cleaning materials. Yeah. So that would tell aliens that Earth was here, or that civilization was on Earth. Of course, living things on exoplanets might resemble nothing like life on Earth. Sometimes even life on Earth can seem alien, such as organisms. This is a class of, they're just talking about other life, blah, blah, blah. So yes, it'll be interesting to see what this telescope picks up.
Yeah.
That they tell us about.
But we all know that,
they won't.
We're the only intelligent life in the universe, right?
Yeah. We'll get a picture of like some space garbage on the moon or on the planet. They're like, this is all we found.
Yeah.
All we found.
Move along. Nothing to see here. Or is there? Lots more to see.
Zach, like Scooby-Doo. Duck, quack, quack. Police. What's that, Donald? Someone has been murdered? And you know where the body's at?
Exactly. Duck's like, follow me.
Yeah. Quack, quack.
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 Let's see here. Yeah, there's this. There's this. I'm not going to read the article because why should I? Because the video is going to tell it all. And but we talk about those flying cars and flying planes and robots taking our jobs. Well, that's what's happening. Apparently, it's happening out there where Zach is in Arizona. According to what this guy says, he seems like he may be really kind of stoned. But, that's cool too. Because maybe kind of so am I. All right, here he is. Yeah, this is about flying cars. Debbie sent this to us and went on, and there's an article. But like I say, this guy describes it much better than the article would anyways. So here we go.
I'm in Phoenix. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and I called an Uber, but there's no, it's not an Uber, I guess. It's whatever the car service. I don't know the best way to describe this. I guess the future is upon us today because this one does not have a driver. They were like, hey, these cars don't have drivers, so just get in it, and it'll just take you without a driver. So I haven't seen it yet, but it's supposed to pull up in this parking lot with no driver, and it says, look, 4 minutes. Look, there's no driver in there. You want me to just get in it? Do you trust it? I don't know, dude. No, it's gonna drive me. Oh, mama, I be seeing it bitches and I never seen it. Where do I get in? All right, how you open up the door? I don't know. Bro. All right, dude. I guess I. Go try it. Should I get in? Yeah, get in. It's no driver in it. It says my name on the front. That's me. Where should I get it? Do I get it in the front?
He's lagging. You don't want to do it.
No, look. This is the car. There is no driver. Nothing in there. And I put in the address. I'm gonna get in. It's gonna take me. Look, no driver in this car whatsoever.
Now's when it needs to come out with over the speaker. Get your ass in the car.
Hold on, I'm gonna get on the other
I
side.
wouldn't want to do it either, bro.
This is gonna direct me, bro. I got it. All right, y'all be good. Oh my. Yo, I'm fully in this car.
He does not want to be in that car.
Good morning, John. Trader Joe's start ride. Oh my, dude. I'm just gonna. All right, start ride. Nah, dog. Yo, this is wild. This is the wildest thing I've ever seen. I'm in a whole parking lot. Y'all better quit playing with folks, man. I'm just in. Look, it's just driving me. It's a real car. This is the wildest thing I've ever seen. Arrive in 7 minutes at your destination. I'm in the back. I'm in the whole. There's a car seat in here. There's another car seat. It's a mini. Listen, y'all can't say nothing to me. If somebody cuts you off, I ain't driving, bro. Nobody drives. This is the scariest thing I've ever been a part of. No. There is no driver in this vehicle. We just rolling.
Rolling.
This is the wildest thing I've ever participated in my whole life.
Connected to rider support. This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
Hi, this is Imani with Lamo Rider Support. Just calling in to remind you that you are required to wear your seatbelt while riding in the Lamo.
Busted.
Oh, I gotta wear a seatbelt?
Yes, sir.
How'd y'all know I wasn't wearing one?
I can see through the vehicle.
Oh, you're right. I'm wearing one now.
Oh, God.
Yeah, girl, there's no driver in here. So what? I mean, I don't know if I should feel safe or dangerous. You're going 45 miles an hour on the street, fully no, none. There's no driver.
This video is gold.
The best part about this is you can nobody can get mad at you for your driving. You cut somebody off, you're slow at an intersection, you don't see a red light. You're like, hey, look, hey, it's not me, bro. Talk to the driver. Oh, there is no driver. What's up? That's the flex of a lifetime, bro. It's following all the rules. It's following, honestly, all the rules better than me. I can't really look. It just got into the turn lane and it signaled. He signaled himself. I mean, and listen, it's like an Uber, but you ain't gotta talk to him. You ain't gotta be like, hey, how's your day? The weather here is crazy. I'm from Nashville. You're from Phoenix. Wild. You just, I don't know. You just sit back here, bro. I guess. I mean, look, it's about to turn. He's about to turn left on an arrow. So let's see if he does it good. I mean, there's somebody in front of us. All right. They turned. He's analyzing the street. And now I turned. Bro, what is going on in Phoenix, Arizona? He just signaled a very proper turn. This is the wildest thing I literally have ever been a part of. Again, I cannot stress this enough. There is no driver in this car. I mean, this is not like anything I'd ever experienced in life. It's like the Jetsons or something going on here. You know,
But wait,
the future's not.
Is there a driver in this car?
Weird.
No, is he still going?
Nope, that was the end.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
That is crazy.
Did you get in?
No.
No?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Not even for the demo. Nope. Nope. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't,
And then knowing they're watching you too, like, oh
yeah.
hell no.
Yeah,
no to the
like,
no to the no.
How'd you know I wasn't wearing a seatbelt? I can watch you.
Dude, plus there's like seatbelt sensors, brah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's coming. But it's not coming. It's here, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's going to be more and more,
Like planes, pilotless electric planes.
Yeah, I've already seen, we've all seen the car that got pulled over, the driverless car that got pulled over.
That's what I was just trying to remember when he's talking about, like, yo, no driver. I'm thinking, yeah, but what was that thing that just happened?
Yeah, got pulled over and then it like drove away, but it drove away to get to a safer place to pull over.
Oh, I thought there was like an act. I couldn't remember what happened with that.
There's been several accidents, though, with driverless cars, though. So they're not perfect.
No.
There's going to be mishaps and misfortunes, and so I think, well, let's throw down double on that and get the flying cars. So the flying cars are going to be up there over your head. They're going to crash, and they're just going to float up there? No, they're going to fall, and when they fall, they're probably going to land on somebody and kill somebody.
So I don't
know how it works.
I've got two more. I've got the one about the man's girlfriend chatted up by ghost text, and then the woman who marries her cat.
Meow.
Oh, I guess it's my turn anyway. Yeah. So, and this, I just thought, I don't really know these people, but it's kind of that phenomenon, how you say that word, where we get these weird ghost texts, once in a while. Because, like, I've had it happen. I think you've had it happen where we get these crazy texts, or the voice will just come on and like stuff will just start typing out. There was a time, and I was showing Jeff when it was happening, all this like crazy stuff was like being typed out to where I would look up, try to break it and figure out what the codes were. I couldn't come up with anything. I still don't know what happened with all that.
Yeah, that was weird.
A man's girlfriend chatted up by a ghost who texted her right after a trip to a haunting hotspot. And this is a mirror. A 40-year-old man from... I need to blow my nose. From... hold on one second. A 40-year-old man has been carrying out his own research after his girlfriend received the cryptic texts following a spooky trip to New York, a city known for its ghostly happenings. A man said his girlfriend had been contacted by a ghost after the pair paid a spooky visit to a haunting hotspot. Wouldn't it be like a haunted hotspot?
Haunted hotspot.
The 40-year-old man, who wishes to remain anonymous, said that he visited an area near somewhere with his partner, and afterwards she got a spooky text. The messages came from the man's phone, and he could think of no other explanation as to how it happened other than a haunting. The first text asked the woman to call back later, and the second bizarrely contained a cryptic message that the man later deciphered. So the blue one is like, can you call back later? It just shows up on the phone. And then we are INV4N2Z4NB. It is unclear what the ghost was trying. Oh, the man said, when we were in New York, I took a photo of the corridor in a pub leading to the toilets because I thought it looked creepy. Thinking nothing of it, I just sent it to my girlfriend so she could see it. At 1:40 a.m. the next morning, we both received a text from my phone saying, "Can you call back later?" I hadn't seen this text, obviously, because I was asleep, so we were both really confused as to where it came from. I think it may have been from the haunted hub we visited earlier in the day. The messages didn't stop there. It's like, well, did it come from unknown caller or like what kind of number? The man finding another typed out message on his phone 10 hours later, which read that bottom thing there. Unsure what these series of numbers and letters meant, he took to the internet to find out more. He continued, I googled these numbers and it came up with an equation created by German scientist Armand Huckel. The Huckel formula using 4n plus 2 is a calculation of molecular orbitals on electron systems. Naturally, I'd never heard of this and never used this equation in my life, so I'm very unsure how it ended up as an unsent text message on my phone. The man said he couldn't think of any explanation other than the ghost sending cryptic tests and equations on his phone or what they mean. He said, well, it's either paranormal activity or someone managed to hack into my phone number and send texts on my behalf. I don't know how the texts got there. Neither of us sent them, and neither of us had any texts like that since. Okay, so I'm curious. When they both got it and it came from his phone, like, so he had a message and she had a message, but he said it came from his phone. And that bottom one looks like if you're stumbling around and like hit a bunch of crap or doing something, they're not coming back like new messages, like, unless that's when he said was sent from his phone.
Yeah.
Because it should be lined up. And then when you do try to look stuff up, like it's an equation, but that's the thing. When you look those things up, all sorts of weird stuff, comes up that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to think of this, but.
Yeah. I was texting you back today, or I think it was today or last night or something. And I'd put my phone in my pocket and I pulled it out later and in the text thing, it was something like this. It was just like some gibberish that didn't make any sense. And I'm like, did that just happen in my pocket or what's going on? I was pocket texting.
Because sometimes like the preemptive text shows up, like if you hit that thing, or if I'm trying to like carry my phone like this doing stuff will like pop in places, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Not knowing the people, it's hard to say. I have gotten ghost texts, but he's not saying like we looked up the number that it came from or it showed up as an unknown message or a spam. Like they didn't say any of that. So maybe he was just like being fumbly. I don't know if he drinks. I don't know if he texts and is like types and falls asleep as he's typing.
Yeah, who knows?
Though that one, I guess, is an incoming text. If the green one, I don't know.
Strangeness.
Do you have another one?
Let's see here. I do not have another one. I am officially
okay.
done.
So this last one was one I added at the last second because I seen it on TV when I walked by, and she's not doing it really for crazy reasons, like you'd think when you hear a woman's married her cat. She married her cat to get around her landlord's pet restrictions. So she's only a little bit. Deborah Hodge recently married her cat, India, and a loophole scheme to avoid rental restrictions, which have barred Hodge from bringing animals into the unit. Fed up, the 49-year-old woman from London devised a plan to marry her cat after already having rehomed 3 previous pets due to landlords who rejected pet owners from their properties. The single mom of 2 humans now hopes her show of commitment will prove to property owners that India is more than just an animal. They're going to arrest her for bestiality. She is fundamentally the most important thing in my life after my children. By marrying India, I need any future landlords to know that we come as a package and we cannot be separated under any circumstances, as she is as important to me as my children, the cat wife explained. The pair both wore tuxedo-style outfits because India, a tuxedo cat, already had one for the intimate ceremony held on April 19th. The 5-year-old cat was draped in gold and meowed through the vows as Hodge's family friends watched on, including one who legally ordained the civil union. I had nothing to lose and everything to gain, so I married my cat, she said. I recited vows under the universe that no man will ever tear myself and India apart. I refuse to be part with her. I'd rather live on the streets than be without her, she added. Well, obviously not, because she married the cat. In a previous rental, Hodge was forced to give up 2 huskies when her landlord threatened eviction. 5 years ago, she moved into her current unit, where they also turned away her former feline friend. It absolutely broke my heart, she said. Your pets become your family, and it was absolutely devastating having to say goodbye to them. Hodge later pleaded with her landlord to allow her to adopt another cat, to which they relented in 2017, and that's when India came into her life. In 2020, the cat tragically lost a leg after being struck by a car and now relies on Hodge even more. But the pair are facing eviction once again as she struggles to make rent since unexpectedly losing her job. I'm on my last penny, she said. I'm terrified of losing India. I can barely leave my house with anxiety over what my future holds, and I'm just desperate not to lose my cat. So, anticipating yet another move, the pair preemptively wed in a bid to stay together regardless of new lease conditions. Well, if she can't pay her rent, marrying the cat, I don't know how that's gonna. Does he have income?
Yeah, really. He's like, I'm a tuxedo.
Spouse, yeah.
I got a suit, but I don't have a job.
Yeah, I spent it all in the suit.
Yeah.
I totally understand not wanting to give up a pet.
Yeah, fully.
But did she know these other places you're not supposed? Because I brought animals damn well knowing I'm not supposed to, signing a lease saying I will not have an animal as I'm sneaking 6 in through the back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you got to know what you're doing.
That's like, when we moved from where I was living out in, no man's land in the country, when I had all the snakes, I mean, we had good God Almighty. Yeah. I had well over 300 snakes, 360 something snakes.
At one time?
At one time, yeah. And plus we used to raise all our own rodents, and I used to sell rats and mice.
The pinkies and stuff, yeah.
And so we had hundreds and hundreds of rats and mice. We had 7 ferrets, 2 dogs, a cat.
I thought my zoo was big with all of my pets and reptile cages and all that. You got me beat.
Yeah. And when I moved, got rid of all the, the rats and the mice, wasn't doing that anymore. Still had the 2 dogs, all the ferrets, we didn't get rid of them. They all passed away because unfortunately their little asses don't live that long. But we still have them. They're just in little urns. But yeah, when I moved, before I got the house built, we went and looked at rentals, and And it was tough enough, when you tell them you got 2 dogs, it's like, oh, 2 dogs, Yeah,
Like,
I still had
just wait.
yeah, I still had 65 snakes.
And that's not a normal pet. Like,
Yeah. So when I moved here, yeah, fortunately we looked at rentals and we were just like, oh, hell with it, let's just buy a house and build it, and yeah. But when I moved here, the landlord, the realtor was like, it's your house, you don't, you're not in a housing whatever
HOA.
There's nobody that, if you want to paint your door red, you can. And I'm thinking, if I want to have 65 snakes in my garage, I can. So that's what I did. And I hid them from the neighbors for quite some time. And then one day my neighbor came over and he's like, what are all those storage shelves you got in your garage there? And I was like, they're full of snakes. He's like, good one. No, seriously, you keep tools in there? I'm like, yep, they're all snakes. He still thought I was kidding.
And upstairs, well, the downstairs, we had like the 55-gallon tank, another 55-gallon tank, 20-gallon chillers, Pacific tank, a big ass chameleon cage, and then 2 tall, like custom made snake tanks. And then upstairs had all the stackables.
Yeah.
All sorts of different critters and stuff. But yeah, nothing to those numbers. And then I had my cats on the ranch, though. I had horses and dogs and lots of stuff, but that was all spread out on a ranch. Goats.
Yeah. Darcy's had horses before. I've never ridden a horse in my entire life. One of the coolest things I did, though, I think I told you about, was when I went. There's a place not too far from here that is a horse retirement farm where race horses and all that, they get adopted there. And the lady said it was haunted, so we went out there for a paranormal investigation amongst all the horses. It was pretty cool being in the pitch dark. She had 21 horses out there, and she had 17 of them just out, roaming around. Yeah. And it was awesome because, like I say, I've never, I've petted horses, I've seen them, of course, and all that, but I've never ridden one, and I've never been without a fence between us, and here I am with 17 horses in the pitch dark, and they're all around me, towering over me.
And they're very sensitive to paranormal.
Yeah. It was one of the coolest paranormal things I think I've ever done.
That's awesome.
And there was a group of those horses. There was probably 5 or 6 of them that just took off on the property running, and they came running by me. And I was like, holy shit, I could die right now because the ground was shaking, these 5 or 6 big, huge animals running like 40 miles an hour by me.
We had the big stables that had the indoor and outdoor little spots in like this big barn for like 50 horses in there. And then there was the training stables that was covered, the outdoor one, indoor one, because people would come like the the country the girl, like the cowboy queen, whatever.
Yeah.
Rodeo queen would come up and practice like on our ranch because the rodeo's out here. And my horse was across the street because I had a modular on the property because I worked on the ranch. And across the way was from the 1800s, because this was a spot that had like 1800 schoolhouses and all that on it. Old Livermore, there was a little tiny wooden barn that had a little back part to it. The fence was redone, but there was a worker that had hung himself in there. Like, all this history goes back to it. And my horse, was in there. He got his own special thing because it was closer to my house. But on my birthday, we went in there and did some like EVP type stuff and inspected that little barn in there, but I didn't get nothing.
Yeah, we got a few things, and there was supposedly a ghost horse that had been seen out there, but it was just cool walking around this property, and these horses were just like part of our group. They were just there. One in particular, for some reason, loved me, and he had his kept putting his head on my shoulder, and
Aww.
I would just walk along, and he'd be like bending down. He was stuck with me like glue.
They're so sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing,
majestical.
And we kind of just sat around, had these lawn chairs or whatever, and we were sitting around a little fire, and it's just all these horses are just hanging out with us.
They're crazy. So calm and chill.
Yeah.
Unless there's a rattlesnake.
It was cool. The snake in my pocket.
I got bucked from a rattlesnake. I like that though, how they have a farm for the racehorses, because that's how I ended up with mine. They this beautiful Arabian gray racehorse. He was going to get put down because his ankle got hurt, so he was no good anymore. And my boyfriend's mom, who owned it, the ranch, goes, do you want this horse? And I'm like, I think it'd be a lot to ride though. And she said, she talked me into taking it. So I took it. And then this girl needed a horse like that and was going to get rid of her quarter horse, which are like the best trail horses ever. And so I ended up trading that horse I got for free to her and got this badass quarter horse Cisco that I got to have for a while before I just felt guilty because I wasn't riding him enough and all that. And I just look out my kitchen window and he'd be like looking out at me. I'm like, man, I let the kids ride him. Yeah. But I absolutely love the horses.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing animals. For sure.
Well, we have a few minutes. I put together just a little astrology piece. Nothing too crazy going on. We are in Taurus season right now. And so with all the crazy things like Pluto's in retrograde, Mercury's about to go into retrograde, I think on the 10th. Eclipse season energy, the stars, being aligned the way they are. There's a whole lot of crazy energy going different directions right now. But with Taurus energy, it kind of helps chill things out a little bit and even things out just a little bit. But tonight's moon, we're in a waxing crescent right now, and the moon sign is in Gemini. And the next full moon is in 11 days, which will be the flower moon. For me, I have a couple of these astrology forecasts, and I think this week goes until the 10th. So let me see. The 5th, the sun's going to conjoin Uranus and Taurus. On the 10th, Mercury retrograde in Gemini. Also on the 10th, Jupiter enters Aries. And that's where I can stop there. Pluto's in retrograde. Reflect on making necessary changes and transformations in your life. Dive deep into subconscious and confront what's been suppressed. Face your flaws and fears and old bad habits and embrace a rebirth. Venus in Aries from May 2nd to the 28th. Do fall in love. Do invest in your dreams. Do things you've always wanted to do. Keep commitments to yourself. Don't resist your own desires. Don't my way or the highway. Don't worry about being too much, and don't focus on instant gratification. Venus has entered the very first sign of the zodiac, completing her journey around the wheel. Aries is the first fire sign and represents our identity, courage, and assertiveness. With the planet of values, relationship, and love in fiery Aries, we become more bold and direct in these areas. We want to take action, and we do so with confidence. It's a highly ambitious energy, and I have all these posted in the show posts, so you can look at them later. See if this one has anything different. No, same thing. The collective energy reading for the 2nd through the 8th. This week, you made it to the final leg of your venture. So if you've been working hard at something, you're going to see the fruits of your labor. Singles will get a boost in the love department this week. So there's some relationship information in there. If you're single, check that one out. Mercury retrograde again on the 10th. Nothing different on here. We have another eclipse coming up, but that's on the 15th, 16th. So we'll talk about that when that gets closer. Mercury's next period of retrograde motion is from May 10th to June 2nd. If you're hoping May will be a stress-free month, then you might want to plan some relaxation techniques. Because Mercury is the god of commerce and communication, these are the areas that are likely to be most often affected when Mercury's in retrograde. So every time, remember, be advised to remain flexible, patient, understanding, while also allowing extra time for travel. Avoid any signing any contracts that you're not sure of. Double check anything before you take a trip, and then remember, everything goes haywire with the internet around these times and communications. If there's a misunderstanding with somebody, before you get upset, pause a minute and then talk to them, because there's a lot of communication issues that come up right now.
What we have here is failure to communicate.
Summit.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's about it in the styles right now. We got more coming up after that, but we'll save that for next week.
Cool. Well, we only got a few minutes left, and I have some cards. You missed the cards that I had not last week, but the week before last.
I don't know if I'll have time to do everybody's cards, though.
No, these aren't cards for everybody. These are just cards I'm going to read.
Oh.
It's a card game called I Wish I Didn't Know. And I read a few of these a couple of weeks ago. It's an actual card game that you play, and you keep score. But we're not keeping score. I'm just going to read some of the cards because there's 500 and something of them. And
what does it look like? Like, what is it?
The cards look like this. I wish I didn't know. And there's a thing on here, and it has multiple answers.
Oh, how fun.
I read a few of these last time.
Oh, good.
Once a plane is airborne, the captain is your master now. In fact, the captain of the plane is legally allowed to do all of these except.
Oh, so then you pick which one?
Yeah, there's only one correct answer. Okay. A, the captain is allowed to do all of these except A, handcuff people. B, take a last will of a dying passenger. C, write fines, or D, confiscate carry-on luggage for any reason?
Confiscate the luggage. Or no, what you said, write fines?
Yeah, he's legally allowed to do all of these except
write fines,
handcuff people, take a list of the will and dying passenger, write fines, or confiscate and carry on luggage.
I'm going to say write fines.
You should have stuck with your first answer.
Oh, no.
He can't confiscate your carry-on luggage for any reason.
Oh, see, it's what happens when you don't go with your gut.
Yep. Perfect example. Next one. There's a dirty little secret hidden in your bedroom, and it's not your sex toy collection. This part of your bedroom has more bacteria than your toilet. A, the top of your dresser. B, the rug. C, the comforter. Or D, the alarm clock. What has more bacteria than your toilet?
What was the first one?
A, the top of your dresser. B, the rug. C, the comforter. Or D, the alarm clock.
My first gut was the alarm clock, but then I want to say carpet.
Yeah, I was going to say the alarm clock too. Wolfie says his sheets.
Margie says alarm clock.
Zariana says the comforter. Well, according to this, the answer is the rug. Has more bacteria.
I was waiting for like computer keyboard, but not everybody, I guess.
Here's a good one. A study has shown that kids do this an average of 288 times a day. 1, wipe boogers on their clothing.
That's me.
B, ask their parents questions. C, pick their nose. Or D, put their hand in their mouth.
Put their hand in their mouth.
They do this on an average of 288 times a day.
Because the picking nose and the boogers would have to go together. So I'm going to say hand in the mouth.
According to the answer on the card, it is B, ask their parents questions.
That was my first thought. Being a teacher, I'm like, they always ask. But I'm always seeing them shove their hand in their mouth.
Yeah, I know. Like, whenever I go to see Sam's kid, it's all, she's always like, putting her hand in her mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't do that when you get older.
Super party tricks.
Yeah. Got a fat butt? There's a better chance that you'll A, get bumped from a flight if you don't fit in the seat. B, have your intestines sucked out while sitting in an airplane toilet. Damn, that would suck. C, have a hard time pooping because household toilets are getting smaller. Or D, be naturally smarter than someone without a big butt.
Okay, it's the toilet one. I know this because of this hot tub. And I know a guy who actually had intestines pulled out through his ass.
Really?
Yeah, from sitting on the
You're right.
Sitting on the drain at the bottom, he got sucked onto it and it started pulling his intestines out his ass.
Gnarly.
I didn't know him personally. It was a kid that I knew of.
Wow. That would, yeah.
That was the answer, though?
That was it. Have your intestines sucked out while sitting on a bathroom toilet.
An airplane toilet? Well, I guess if you flush.
I mean, those things do have some suction power.
Let's see, you got it.
If you're constantly checking your body for signs of skin cancer, here's one spot you probably ignore, even though it's a common place for a melanoma to appear. Would it be A, your nose, B, your eyelids, C, the top of your head, or D, under your armpits?
The top of your head. I thought you were going to say penis.
Yeah. In case your weenus is falling off. Yeah, well, according to this, it would be B, your eyelids.
No way. Like the inside of your eyelids?
Or just the outside. Where I had skin cancer cut off me was right in the corner of my eye.
No shit.
Well, that was one of the 6 places. But
So it was like a freckly. I might have this thing, and my doctor keeps telling me, oh, it's no big deal, even though it has like a ring around it now.
oh, yeah.
He won't even look at it for me.
Really?
Mm-mm. It used to be just a black ring, and then it filled in. But anyway. Eyelids.
Yeah.
I figure the top of your head because you have hair, so you wouldn't even see it. You've got time for another one. This is a very cool game.
In 2010, a man was arrested for the highest blood alcohol level ever. His BAC was how many times over the legal limit? A, 32, B, 24, C, 17 times, or D, 19 times?
Okay, he was arrested for his blood being over the limit.
For the highest blood alcohol level ever.
Ever, okay. And it was...
How many times over the legal limit? A, 32, B, 24, C, 17, or D, 19?
24. I want to say 32.
I was drunk as hell. Because, yeah, it's A, 32. Can you imagine being 32 times the legal limit?
It's like
how are you even,
toast.
Yeah, how are you even, coherent at that point? Okay, one more for the road since it's 1 after 2. One of these perverted sounding city names is totally made up. The other 3 are real. Which one is fake? A, Dick Johnson, Indiana. B, Climax, Georgia. C, Hyman Point, Rhode Island. Or D, Ball Play, Alabama. Ball Play.
So which one is not real?
Got a little pocket pool going on in there. Yep, which one's not real?
Same again.
A, Dick Johnson, Indiana. B, Climax, Georgia. C, Hyman Point, Rhode Island. Or D, Ball Play, Alabama.
I believe them all, man.
I know.
Ball Play, Alabama. I know that there's a...
Wolfie says C. Freedenberg says A. Wolfie wins the award.
What was C?
There's no Hyman Point, Rhode Island, but there is Ball Play, Alabama.
Ah.
Dick Johnson, Indiana. And even Climax, Georgia. Where do you live? In Ball Play? I was from Climax, but I moved to Ball Play.
Where are you? Where are you going this weekend? I'm going to Ball Play.
I'm going to Ball Play.
Well, that was fun. I missed everybody very, very much and glad to be back. I'm looking up Jason's flyer. I saw he posted.
Yep.
But I lost. I lost the guest. For Sunday. Oh, wait, here. Wait. This is my old phone. It's not updated.
says he lives in Rhode Island and he's never heard of it. So, boom, got it right.
Sunday, we will have guests, medium Karen No and artist Marie Antoinette Kelly.
Marie Antoinette.
They are so they are the creators of the Angel Quest Oracle deck.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. Renowned psychic medium and spiritual counselor. This will be a fun one.
Yeah, hopefully we'll do some Oracle decking.
Maybe I'll order one for my birthday.
There you go.
Haven't ordered a deck in a while.
Well, there you go. There you have it. That's another episode of Weird Wednesday. Sorry for the technical issues at first with no sound, and you just heard me, coughing and breathing, whatnot.
And me, Rob, I don't hear anything.
Shit's messed up.
I don't hear anything.
We planned it to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was what is it called? ASMSR, something like that.
AMSR, yeah.
ASMSR.
Shh.
Cool.
All right.
We all have a good week. Rest of it. I got lots of stuff to do. I was petting. I wasn't petting. I was planting pepper plants yesterday. Golly, that's hard to say. Planting pepper plants.
I got to show you my kits I got.
Oh yeah. You showed me some of them.
The boxes?
Yeah.
Okay.
They weren't open though.
Mm-mm. They're still not.
Yeah, I'm going to be planting some more stuff. Planted a bunch of peppers yesterday. Cut some up today. Rubbed my eye. That sucked. Knew better.
I saw that.
But it didn't anyways. I did it and I was like, damn it.
Tyler said, don't grab your balls.
Yeah, done that too. Been there, done that. Yeah.
I'm going to grow eggplant. I learned that you can actually hang eggplants and let them hang over things.
Yeah. I grew some eggplant last season and I just made eggplant parmesan day before yesterday.
So you think about our food sources going down and all that. And if there's, I'm not a meat person, but I do like things like portobello mushrooms to make like a steak. And eggplant is a very good vegetable or whatever it is has that consistency. You can do a lot with eggplant. So
yeah,
I threw that in there.
I may go eat some of that right now.
And stuff that we use all the time and stuff you can make a salad with and that you cook with the most. And
yeah. When I had my full-blown garden going out here a couple of years ago, it was awesome to just, if I was cooking whatever, chicken or some fish or whatever, sometimes even nothing, I could just go out in the backyard, take a big bowl out there, take a little bit of here, a little bit of there, and come in and make this kick-ass fresh salad that just picking it like that and eating it right then is
love it.
No comparison to buying stuff in the grocery store. None whatsoever.
I get my lemons off the tree outside and
yeah,
I like growing. I even got some watermelon and pumpkin seeds, though it's not,
nice.
I would have had to start pumpkins, I think, already and all that, but I did get the watermelons just in case.
Yep.
Because there is that watermelon shortage,
Yep. At least good watermelons. Anyways.
Good American-made watermelons. There's no good American-made melons no more.
Yep.
All right.
I like melons. All right. Catch y'all later. Thanks for hanging out with us and listening to our nutty rambling shenanigans. We'll catch you next time.
Ba-da-da-da.
Yeah. On Sunday Paranormal Soup. Other than that, we'll catch you later. See you here again next Wednesday. Good night. Bye-bye. See ya.